There were 4 men on an adventure holiday, and they decided to go into the deepest jungles in South America. There was an Englishman, a Scotsman, an Irishman and a Welshman. And they wandered into an area they shouldn't have been in, and they got captured by this fearsome tribe. And the leader of this tribe said, "You should not be here. And because you should not be here, you will not be allowed to leave. And we're going to kill you, we're going to shoot you all, but because you're very brave coming into this territory, we're going to give you one last request." He said to the Scotsman, "What is your last request?" And the Scotsman said, "Well," he said, "I would like to hear one more time some Scottish pipers playing Flowers of Scotland." And the leader of the tribe said, "Okay." And to the Irishman he said, "What's your last request?" He said, "Well, I would like to hear and see one more time Riverdance." And the leader said, "Okay." Then he said to the Welshman, he said, "And what's your last request?" He said, "I would like to hear one more time a Welsh male voice choir singing Land of My Fathers." And he came to the Englishman and he said, "And what's your last request?" And the Englishman said, "For God's sake, shoot me first." People from all over the world, at different times and in different languages and different places, are doing the same as we are, in spite of the restrictions, celebrating the birth of Christ. This time of year is a reminder and an invitation to believe there is a power greater than ourselves. Something more powerful than the human race, as COVID-19 has shown. We are not in charge of the universe, even though we sometimes think we are. We have a responsibility to take care of it, but in reality, as I see it, the world is a stage and we are all actors trying to navigate our way through life as best we can with our strengths and weaknesses. And life sometimes is difficult, even at the best of times, but especially now where what we took for granted before we no longer maybe do because of what we're going through. For example, we miss seeing friends and approaching them for an embrace or a hug. We miss going into coffee shops for some cake and coffee, or pubs and restaurants and socialising. We miss spending time with extended family and friends, and the list goes on. And whilst we can lament and despair over the state of the world and how some people behave, it's important to stay positive and optimistic and responsible, because negativity and pessimism serve no purpose at all. They merely sap our energy. But not everything is cancelled. The sun is not cancelled. Relationships are not cancelled. Love is not cancelled. Reading is not cancelled. Music is not cancelled. Imagination is not cancelled. Kindness is not cancelled. Conversations are not cancelled. And hope is not cancelled. And that's what this baby brought into his world. He gave so many people hope where before they had none. And that's what we are called to do in our world. It's how we make Jesus present to others. We are his eyes and his hands and his ears and his feet. And how do we do it? How do we do it? How do we make Jesus present to those around us? I think the prayer of St. Francis is the answer. Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow your love. Where there is injury, let me bring your pardon. And where there is doubt, let me bring faith. Where there is despair, let me bring hope. Where there is darkness, let me bring light. Where there is sadness, let me bring joy. O Master, grant that I may not so much seek to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to love. For it is in giving that we receive, it is in pardoning that we are pardoned, and it is in dying to self that we are born to eternal life. One of the things that I find sad about celebrating Mass at the moment is that people are all wearing masks, as we all know. And everybody looks so sad behind the mask. So hopefully this may cheer us up. A doctor was examining a male patient in hospital. And he said to the man's wife, "Could I have a word?" She said, "Of course you can." He took her to one side and said, "To be honest, I don't like the look of your husband." And the wife said, "Well, neither do I, but he works hard and he's good with the kids. I hope you've had a nice Christmas. Let me wish you a very happy and healthy New Year. Hopefully it will be a better year than we've just had. It has to be, I think, for our sanity. So take care, God bless you all, and I look forward to seeing many more of you in the coming year. Take care and God bless."